Welcome back, guys, to Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. As everything continues, the aftermath of a true defeat, a stupid general running into a stupid fight. 3 days, huh? What will the Beast Tribe do, Ranulf? What will become of Gallia? I'm sorry, Tiban. Now that Scrimir has been incapacitated, Gallia can't go on any further. Right. That's too bad. I guess the Laguz Alliance has to take a break then. What about you? Will Phoenicius agree to a peace talk? I haven't decided. Our force lacks numbers and supplies. We can't possibly take them on, but I imagine that a peace talk would be far from pleasant. General Zelgius seems like a trustworthy Beorc. I also know from the Mad King's War that even the Apostle is not a bad person at heart. But in reality, the Senate controls Begnion right now. They were the ones who killed our messenger. I know that General Zelgius can't disobey orders from the Senate, but what about the Apostle? She's Begnion's supreme leader, right? Can't we just contact her directly? Trust me, we tried. All our efforts were in vain. It's not just the Laguz either. Tanith said that the Apostle won't even meet with the Holy Guards these days. Wait, she won't meet with Tanith? But Tanith has been at her side forever. There's something very wrong with all of this. What is happening in Begnion? Indeed, what is going on? Well, we'll stick around and see what happens. Laguz Alliance will disband temporarily. The problem is Gallia's retreat. We've got a lot of ground to cover before Begnion attacks in 3 days. Agreed. So comes the end of that chapter, and moving on to another one. As we start the new episode proper. Back to base we go, isn't it?
General Zelgius's plan succeeds in breaking the morale and momentum of the Laguz forces. Scrimir accepts a challenge to single combat with Zelgius and barely escapes with his life. His defeat sends a wave of doubt and fear through the Laguz Alliance. Ranulf, knowing that the situation has turned against them, orders a full retreat. And the Beast Tribes use the 3 days offered by Zelgius to recross the Riban and begin the long march back to Gallia.
So begins Chapter 5, Retreat. Meaning that the retreat will not be so easy by the sound of it, wouldn't you say? Hey, have you heard? The subhumans are retreating! General Zelgius is amazing. As long as we have him, Begnion has nothing to fear. He didn't challenge Ike. Gentlemen, this is no time for idle chatter. However, if you wish to praise General Zelgius, I suppose that is alright. He is the glory of our forces after all. It's true. As long as he leads us, we won't be afraid of any dirty subhumans. Gah! That insufferable fool! I cannot believe he killed one subhuman and ended the battle! Who gave him an order like that? I don't care for such a petty victory. I understand, my lord. I was hoping that this would be the end of the subhumans once and for all. However, can we really punish him for winning the battle? No, you fool. That's what makes it even more bothersome. Zelgius and the Apostle are both making mockeries of the Senate. They're more of a threat to Begnion than those filthy subhumans are. My lord, please let me fix this painful situation. I shall take to the battlefield and earnest the result Begnion desires. That does sound lovely, I admit. But hasn't General Zelgius ordered all forces to cease fire for 3 days? Who is in charge here, my lord? Must you follow Zelgius's orders? Ha! I see your point. I shall leave everything to you then. Make Begnion proud, Lord Lombroso. Ranulf has started his retreat. Tiban and his men are gathering information on Zelgius' forces. Before he left, Tiban asked me to take you to Gallia, where you'll be safe. Are you ready to go? No, I won't leave, Ike. I won't leave this place. Rayson, please. I've lived with the Hawk tribe for 20 years. They are my family. I'll stay here and fight. Well, since I can see I won't be changing your mind, you can join up with us. The Greil mercenaries can stay here as long as we want. After all, we're not on anyone's payroll right now. We're free agents. Ike, thank you. Well, looking like they're staying in the right place at the right time. We only have one bit of info, as well as maybe more bits of supports to check out as well, you never know. Aha! A support has increased. Boyd and Mist, of all people. Right then, so let's strengthen that support a little bit more, eh? Gaining +2 in attack now, and +5 in hit. Anyone else with an increase available? Not really at this point, it seems. And a little bit of loading lag to me to get to each part. I'm amazed you two can't support each other more yet. Haven't you known each other for ages, Mr. Avoidances? Right, Keisha's joined the party as well. Ranulf. We've still got a fair bit of Beast Laguz with us, despite the retreat and all. Oh well, I guess that works. With that said, what's our award experience looking like? Because of course, we still need to pump a little bit more in time. So it takes 1,000 for a level there. We can actually get you all the way up. So we could get Soren back into working. Maybe give him like a healing staff and get him going. The question is, do we or not? To be honest, giving him the 1 level is probably not a bad idea. It's nearly 1,000 BXP for it, but we kind of need to get him up along with the rest of the troops. So defense is gained there. Defense might cap, leading to HP to cap. You never know, you never know. Let's let Soren get a little bit more combat experience again, of course. Oscar, however, I'm guessing Blossom doesn't work on battle experience. To be honest, Blossom on him isn't that great, I have to say. In fact, you probably want Blossom on a unit with the experience booster at this point in time to kind of boost it, battle it out a bit more and just lead to upped growths with equal kind of other things. That might be the best way to look at it at this point. Well, Mia's now level 14 apart from that, so maybe we'll move the skill again. Back to Rolf? I don't know. Rolf's growths are so good, it's ridiculous. Let's check out that info while I dilly-dally, shilly-shally. You need something from me, fearless leader? Ike just appears and disappears again. I thought you were asleep. Yeah, I was. Until you came within 50 paces of me. Do you mind fighting alongside us? I like it fine. As long as I can catch some sleep, I don't care where I am. What can I do for you? Ever since you joined us, I've been meaning to ask you about Jill. The last I'd heard, you were running some kind of delivery service with her. How did you end up passing through Crimea and then coming here? I stopped to chew the fat during a delivery. That's all. How's Jill these days? Last I heard, she got mixed up with the army again, fighting for Dane's emancipation. I see. Don't you think you ought to go back to Dane and give her some support? She's a big girl now. She doesn't need me always looking over her shoulder. Jill can do whatever she wants. I don't understand. I thought you two were, you know, living under the same roof and all? She's a daughter of my dead teacher. Nothing more. Hey, if you don't want me hanging around, feel free to just say so, alright? No, it isn't like that. You're great on the battlefield. I appreciate you being here. Good. I like your mercenary group. They're laid back, we have the same goal. Crushing the Empire. That's true, do we? Anyhow, is that all? I'm gonna nap up until we deploy. Don't wake me up until then. Alright. Hey, wait. See that bag on my wyvern? There's a souvenir in there for you. Feel free to take it. A souvenir? It's a small thing. You don't need to thank me. Sleep already? What a strange guy. Hey, if you can go to sleep like that, it's kind of cool. But we got ourselves a new skill, which is kind of good for our checking out of other things here. Apart from that, we always check the shop for some good items. Good quality items. We can buy ourselves another Wodow. There is a secret book to buy if we can somehow muster a little bit of extra cash. How are we going to go about mustering it? That's the question, though. Right then, so we can check our items here. Maybe there's something to sell. Well, Mordecai has a silver great lance there. It's not that bad for us. Right, let's have a look through. See if there's anything super valuable. If there is, it's probably in the convoy. We only need to make a little bit, and then that's a permanent +2. It's probably good to buy. Right, apart from that, we got the armory. It's still the kind of normal stuff. I wouldn't say we're doing bad for weapons at the moment. And, oh yeah, we can check our records here to see who has been our MVP in most chapters. Mia, of course, was the MVP in that chapter. And we got bonus experience of 6,112. I've been doing a lot better with some bonus experience lately. Joffrey got 9,175, and that's Jeffrey's charge chapter, where he was the MVP there. So Mia, Neff, Rolf, Soren, basically it's been whoever has been using Paragon, wouldn't you say? In the general sense. Mia's been it twice for this campaign. We had one different person for Alincia's campaign in every chapter. The end game was Iran for the first bit. We had the Black Knight as one. Of course, he was going to be Volok. Micaiah seems to be the leading MVP of everything, wouldn't you say? It's because we had to level her up after all. So I'm going to do some sorting out of the items and the whatnot, and we'll see what we're doing in a second. We got Satori signs and all that to sort out. So with the power of editing, let me just make sure everything's up to spick and span shape. So after sorting out things a little bit more, plus selling a couple of, well, weakened objects, we've managed to get ourselves enough money to be able to get ourselves a permanent 2 stat increase for skill. At the moment I'm thinking these arm scrolls that I've got, though, are kind of useless as well, because most people, because they carried over, are S-ranked with mostly everything. They don't seem to be all that useful at the moment in time, so we'll send that to storage. I'd say the thing I'm lacking for most, though, as we bottom out at 0 gold, I'm quite fine with the Wodow there, is lances for my troops. Lances are something we very much need to just increase on. People like Neff and Oscar are pretty much running out of charges, and it's kind of hard to share the ones we have out to people. But with that, we move on to more battle. Leave the base. And yet fighting, I've moved around a lot of people's abilities as well. You'll notice Paragon, all that, Blossom. It's all on different people. Blossom, for example, is now on hard because he seems to only one hit at people. Maybe he can get attack experience of the right value, but still, let's move forward. Hike, come out here. Hurry. It's the Begnion army. What? Indeed. I'd be like drinking something like, what? Spit out my tea. What are you doing? I remember something like this happening to us before. What are they doing here? It hasn't been 3 days yet. It seems they couldn't care less. They are demanding the castle back. If we don't comply, they'll attack. They were probably waiting for both the Gallians and the Hawk tribe to leave the castle. Oh, they think they can take us now that we're all alone, huh? They obviously don't know who they're up against. Let's make them remember the name of the Greil mercenaries! Everyone, get in position. Let's take them out. And so I imagine defend for 10 turns or defeat the boss is our thing. Can we even get all the way to Lombroso through the amount of troops? Well, this is the Greil mercenary troop. And if we do, we can get ourselves an energy drop if we steal it. So that is very tempting. Do we have to field a thief? Well, before we choose our battle friends, where there seems to be quite a lot of them, Brum doesn't even have any weapons currently, though. It seems that I'm fielding pretty much everyone. So let's wait a second. Choose units. Okay, I'm not fielding everyone here. Now I am. Ranulf, Keisha and all that can't be chosen. Brom doesn't have any weapons, which is why I'm taking him out here. In fact, I think someone else doesn't have any weapons at this point. Just trying to remember who. Well, the same Brom doesn't have any, so he's out. We filled our rogue Heather because there must be something to steal. We can't use any of our Laguz, even though they are part of the party still. We're going to need to do a lot of repositioning here, but first of all, let's check. Oh, they can climb up. That's a good thing to learn. A Meteor Mage. Way in the back, though. Not that we've got any Laguz to worry about. Steel Lances, Elfire, Elthunder. Someone to worry about with Har. That's on the right-hand side of the map again. Okay, Lombroso himself. It's going to be hard to reach him, but to be honest, we're going to try. Managed to defeat the boss in our last Defend chapter, after all. A vulnerary that gets taken, but a Horse Slayer is something to worry about. A Horse Guy with Horse Slayer. Worm Slayer on top of that. Where can we not send Har? Pretty much to the right side of the map. Elthunder with a Coin Guy that's going to drop. Well, it depends if we can get there or not. And I think we've come all the way back round to our Meteor Mage. So, seems the left-hand side is a lot easier for us to take than the right-hand side in terms of weaponry we're presented against. Let's get ready for battle. Now, can these guys climb? They can climb it. So basically, we've got a lot of holes to plug and not enough ranged guys to be able to fight them. Okay. Well, if in doubt, first of all, we need to switch around a fair few people. We can get ballistas going as well, but Rolf will probably just be better at the front line regardless. Probably best to have Shinon on the ballistas and then just go between them. I can get you over there, sir. I know we got these guys worrying about us from behind, however. Elwyn, Steel Axe, Lances galore. I don't know if you can use a ballista with a crossbow, but Ike is going to start all the way back there, which is a shame. We kind of need our strongest forces everywhere. Gatri can block a fair bit there by just standing right here. Neff and Har to block as well, I guess. Basically, we need a lot of the other guys at the back. And we need to be able to move Mist and that quite fast forward. If Shinon takes at least one of the blisters to start with, I'm a bit worried about this side, this watchtower over here. What's going on with that? No one's going to pop out of it, hopefully. Well, no one bad, anyway. Maybe Soren to there. Heather a little bit further back. To be honest, we're just going to have to start plugging holes. And letting them come to us at the start. I mean, we can block them at ledges, but that means that they won't be mostly attacking us, which is what we want. The positional advantage, after all. Well, let's fight. Let's see what goes on. I imagine that left-hand side's going to be my main problem, first of all. And so we begin with one turn. One turn indeed. First of all, let's choose ourselves a target. 17 damage over there. We've got a fair few swordsmen over here, but we've got lance guys that way, so it's okay. Who do I want to start on is the question. We've got a ballista, we're going to use it. In fact, to be honest, probably would be best to have Neff over this way. Lance is rock after all. So you and Gatri. Oscar can then come this way a fair bit. Don't worry about the Horse Slayer and the Worm Slayer. Right, we can block. Now you've got a steel poleaxe, haven't you? Equip that. Most likely these ones are going to come this way. The question is, how far can these horsemen move? Alright, so we see this guy can move quite far. Steel lance. Of course, we've got axe options. We'll get Titania and Har up for first defense line. Now this side, we can either let them up, and get there with Oscar next turn, meaning we can move Mia maybe this way to look about who we're going to defend from this side. Meaning we can fill this line with a ton of strong ranged troopers. Okay, lightning is good against fire, which means if we change to fire here, we'll be good against that mage. And then we can look to defend this line after the fact. Probably these guys are going to climb straight up and attack us at one spot, aren't they? So if that guy can attack that range, I'm going to stick you in there, sir. With a killer axe, we're going to see if we can take him right down. I don't mind if anyone else gets up that side to start off with. In fact, if we're going to move you out, Thief, we're going to move you to here. This is more or less just one turn as we start off with. And we need to split up the healing. Ileana probably won't do bad being around, just somewhere where she can respond. And then Ike to move forward with a little bit of help from his friend to get into the battle proper. Of course, we can always boost up Sheen on as well, apart from that, if you look at it. We've also got the Bliss ability, which is a different one. But on moving Ike, the battle will commence further. So we'll leave it for this turn. I'll ask you to tune in as the battle really begins. Formations have been set. But really what we want to do is we want to rally out. How will we manage that? Tune in next time for more Fire Emblem. Bye-bye.